What is the philosophical inheritance of the United States Constitution? To understand the American system, we must first look to the Enlightenment ideas that profoundly shaped the founders' thinking. Thinkers like John Locke argued that individuals possess natural inherent rights, rights that exist before government, rights to life, liberty, and property, we call natural rights. These are not gifts from a king or parliament or Congress, they're fundamental endowments each person is born with. The Declaration of Independence echoes this powerfully, proclaiming it self-evident that all are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Crucial implication here is that government does not grant these rights. Its legitimacy hinges on protecting rights. This leads directly to the concept of the social contract. The theory posits that people voluntarily consent to form a government and obey its laws, but only on the condition that the government safeguards those natural rights. If the government breaks that contract, if it becomes tyrannical, and otherwise infringes upon fundamental liberties, the people retain the right to alter or abolish that government. This wasn't just abstract philosophy for the colonists, it was their justification for a revolution against British rule, which they viewed as having violated the social contract by imposing laws and taxes without consent and infringing upon their natural liberties. This deep suspicion of unchecked power is woven into the fabric of American political thought then and now. The founders, deeply wary of concentrated power after their experience with the British monarchy, designed a government in the United States that's structured to prevent tyranny. This led to two key architectural principles embedded in our Constitution. The separation of powers. Inspired by thinkers like Montesquieu, the Constitution divides government authority among three distinct branches of government: the legislative branch, Congress, which makes laws; the executive branch, the president, who enforces laws; and the judiciary, or the courts, which interpret laws. Each branch has its own specified powers and responsibilities according to the United States Constitution, preventing any single entity or branch from controlling all aspects of governance. This horizontal division was a deliberate attempt to fragment power and make its abuse less likely and less frequent. Checks and balances. Complementing the separation of powers, the U.S. Constitution includes mechanisms allowing each branch to monitor and limit the actions or abuses of the other branches. Examples abound. The president can veto legislation passed by Congress. Congress can impeach and remove the president or federal judges. Senate must confirm presidential appointments and ratify treaties. The judiciary, through judicial review, can declare laws or executive actions unconstitutional. These checks create a system of mutual oversight, ensuring that ambition counteracts ambition, further guarding against the concentration of power that the founders so feared. Beyond the horizontal division I just described, the founders also established a vertical division of power known as federalism. This system creates authority between a national or federal government and the state governments. Emerging from the failures of the Articles of Confederation, which we'll discuss in a little bit, and the desire to balance national unity with state autonomy, federalism grants certain enumerated powers, specifically to the federal government in the Constitution, like coining money, declaring war, regulating interstate commerce, etc. Powers not explicitly given to the United States federal government, nor denied to the states, are reserved powers belonging to the states or the people, affirmed by the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Examples of state powers include establishing local governments, running schools, and regulating intrastate commerce. Some powers, like taxation and lawmaking, are concurrent powers shared at both levels. This complex structure contrasts sharply with unitary systems of government, where the central government holds dominant authority, reflects a compromise. It aimed to create a central government strong enough to be effective, unlike under the Articles of Confederation, but decentralized enough to prevent the central tyranny experienced under British rule. Local governments, including county governments, city governments, derive their authority from the states and handle community-specific needs. However, this layering inevitably creates forms of tension. The Supremacy Clause, Article 6, dictates that the Constitution and federal laws are the supreme law of the land, overriding conflicting state laws. This principle ensures national unity on key issues, but often sparks disputes over states' rights versus federal authority, a debate that continues vigorously today in areas like environmental regulation, healthcare, drug policy, etc. The balance of power in federalism is not static. It has evolved, shifting from dual federalism, what we call layer cake government or separate spheres, toward cooperative federalism, what is sometimes called marble cake government or intertwined functions, especially since the New Deal of the early 20th century, often driven by federal grants and mandates.